Welcome to the Do It All Dad Year podcast, dad friendly entertainment for you and me. What Gen X parents understand controlling our kids with comedy can make our kids great again. And this is episode 85. Effortless love trumps all. Can I get an amen? I said amen. I've delivered another A plus headline hooker title when it compels me to start jerking off the intro with another amen. I said amen. 2 nights ago, 10 minutes before my 7-year-old daughter's white belt kung fu bring on the ruckus ceremony, her first belt, a big deal. And before we go, my daughter, deltoid Dawn Strong, Rainbow on Rose, Matilda, comes into my office and says, Daddy, did you tell Arthur to tell me that he's proud of me? And I said, no. And Daddy didn't tell me to say it. And then I said, Mommy didn't tell Arthur to say it. Because Mommy's not that sweet. Huh? So that's what inspired. Well, let me backtrack. Effortless love is a concept that my daughter has personified forever. Like, for example, a long time ago, I had another fight with my brother where he was blatantly disrespecting me again. I think this is the time when he met up with a girl on one of those sites, Grinder, Tinder. I don't even know because I've been a married son in Straight Jacket forever, and I never had the option or the luxury of just getting schlong or puntang on demand. So, but point being is, I never saw him. I had the weekend free from 2 kids at this point, and we're out. My brother's telling me that his drinking's out of control, blah blah blah, and then on top of that, he goes, "Well, I want to bring a girl that I've never met back to your place. Can I do that?" I said, "No way. It's my only week. I don't want to be hanging out with you right now, okay? I want to write more jokes. I got more important things to do. I'm trying to provide for family over here, not be a dependent she-male stand-up comedian the rest of my life. Thank you very much." And I made it very clear: do not bring some sliz dial-a-date via smartphone to a rented out house under any circumstance. And then, of course, I remember that night, I heard some bumping. I don't know what it was. I'm like, is this a very horny raccoon? And in the end, I realized that my brother, as usual, completely ignored and disrespected my authority because I discovered a used condom on the couch that my children used to play on until we got rid of the couch because my brother ruined that. So afterwards, I'm explaining to my daughter why I'm angry at Uncle John, and then out of nowhere, and this is my example of how my daughter exemplifies effortless sweetness. She says, Daddy, if Uncle John doesn't show up to your funeral, I'm going to kill him, literally. Now, if we're going to talk nature versus nurture, my daughter was definitely born effortless sweet, and I don't want to take the lion's share credit of that effortless sweetness. However, there's no denying my comedic language infused influence on my daughter, showcasing the comedic dark maestro leanings of a female Jim Norton in the making by making it clear that she's going to kill my brother if he doesn't show up at my funeral. of stand-up comedians, such as when I used to perform a couple open mics a week when we lived in Pleasantville. It's getting a hot chick again, and I come home and I'd address my two kids, Archer USA and Matilda, and I say, "What did Daddy do?" And they'd say, with extreme glee, "Daddy killed." I'm like, "Yeah, you bet your tuchus Daddy killed." And then we had this huge love fest, and Mommy would scream hate stares from her eyes, saying, "You only exist because of me." So that was really beautiful. And so, like, the love fest wasn't enough. When Arthur, before we went to the white belt ceremony, saying, "Matilda, I'm really proud of you." I get chills on my spine thinking about it. They say charity starts at home. So this little dad is definitely experiencing tremendous nakas, which is Yiddish for extreme joy up the freaking wazoo, for baby brother to showcase such effortless love in his sister's honor. And but then again, the love fest got any deeper and more involved and enveloping when we were at the white belt ceremony, and there was this picture afterwards where younger brother, headbangers ball, Samuel Teddy Kornbluth, bear hugs her from behind, holding on to Matilda as if he's afraid she's gonna fly away like Crouching Tiger, Flying Dragon, whatever the fuck her name is. And then there's Archer USA that's hugging her too, with all of his might, and he's oozing nakas. And usually nakas is an expression used to, again, to describe extreme joy derived usually from the parent-children transfer joy relationship. But in this case, as usual, my unusual artist family breaks the freaking mold, and it was a beautiful love transfer, love fest for the ages. And all the other parents were completely enveloped and in this wavelength of palpable, all-encompassing, effortless love. And it was great. It really was. And hey, what's going on, buddy? We're in the middle of a podcast. You have any messages you want to tell the audience? No. No? Okay, we'll talk later. Now he's getting gun shy. So, again, this episode is called Effortless Love. What, did you change your mind? Okay. All right. So, I wanted to make that clear. I'm really glad we got that out of the system. Because I know you guys really feel compelled for me to completely break down the exact meaning and intention of the titles of my episodes, if you're still listening. But I want to share some jokes with you too. And but these are a bunch of jokes that I came up with after a trip in Arizona, after our forced arranged visit in Arizona to visit my parents. Had some nice moments, but other moments that provided incredible aggravation, but was also provided a tremendous wellspring for new material. And I remember taking the flight back from Southwest with my three kids, and when I finally got home the next day after shopping back from Newark, which is a total dump, like Jeff Ross says, Newark Airport is like the Newark of airports. And the next morning, I'm doing the dishes, getting the kids ready for school, and I'm thinking, I missed pleasing you. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about you guys, fans of my podcast, fans of my WordPress blog, my Twitter peeps, because you guys have been the best comedy buds I ever had. After my children, of course, and Mama back in the day when she wasn't worn down with the idea of this like role reversal, and with me being the stay-at-home dad, because eventually, and I can't blame her. I mean, it gets very uncomfortable with the role reversal, especially when I start. I miss pleasing you. The Chinese just committed to buying 10 million metric tons of U.S. soybeans. Who knew President Trump would make mock meat so great to stockholders of Whole Foods? Can I get a holla for some holla? So this is me at a cantina in Sedona, Arizona. Older couple looks at my duck tacos, and I say, Loved everything. But the duck tacos, they're gummier than Denture Breath Pelosi during the State of the Union. Older couple, laughs long time. I really want to like Donald Trump Jr. more than I do. He's the rebel because he was a ski bum bartender for a year. Yay! He defends his father well, but his prose in the form of his blogs sounds more jilted than Eric Trump after someone dropped some E into his Arnold Palmer. Rod Stewart is known for his work ethic. It could have been a professional football player, blah, blah, blah. Still, in his so-called rocking prime, he sounds like a flat, whiny wheeze bag no amount of gel can conceal. Can I get another holla for some holla? I have no idea if they have footage of Bob Kraft in the massage parlor or not. Still, I find it hard to believe Bob Kraft would frequent a $55 an hour massage parlor, knowing what black book puss he can order door to door. This is my dad in Arizona. It's our conversation together. Climate change is an important issue. And I say, you live in Arizona and don't even have solar panels to reflect your reusable talking points from MSNBC. I fucked that up. It's a beautiful setup and I ruined it. Do you believe climate change is an important issue? Dad, you live in Arizona and don't even have solar panels to reflect your reusable talking points from MSNBC. I so don't watch MSNBC at all because I obviously struggle wrapping my mouth around it. It's totally pathetic. This is my impersonation of Chris Matthews off the record during his lunch break, addressing a new intern from Yentaconcha, Long Island. Eating out Maddow counts as your lunch break, babe. This is my dad. Boomer dad. It's him getting defensive. The Democratic Party hasn't been radicalized. This is me. And the media, which promotes the race-baiting propaganda, are objective truth seekers hell-bent on exposing and punishing the real treasonous usurpers of our U.S. government. Can I get an amen? I said amen. My boomer dad again, within his Arizona estate shrine home to himself. Because he's the real narcissist, way more than my mother. Here we go. Boomer dad. You want to read my diary observations from our cross-country trip out west last summer? And I'm thinking, is not calling on my birthday 2 years in a row listed as dust in the wind? Boomer dad again. The Democratic Party hasn't been radicalized. I'm thinking, they won't stand up to applaud for ICE agents during the State of the Union who are responsible for keeping Americans comfy and warm. It's your attitude that Uncle John, a.k.a. Sir Snortalot, will get his drugs anyway, come rain or shine. He deserves that jug. Horse trail with my dad. I'm right behind my dad. My dad's horse isn't moving fast at all whatsoever. Couldn't move slower. So I say, hey, Dad, kick your horse before mine bumps into it. I said, how about this, Dad? Pretend you're kicking Jonathan out of the house again for boarding school because the demons made him steal from your ATM. I love that joke. Southwest. It's an old dude that I was talking to. As my flight had landed, he said, I liked the NBA in the 80s. And I said, I hear ya. So did I. You mean when ESPN didn't exist to provide a safe space for LeBron James' ego? Can I get an amen? I said amen. I'm sure you guys are noticing, for all you diehard Doodle Daddier podcast listeners, I'm doing way more amen than holla for holla, because this is what happens when you listen to a couple of bits by Eddie Griffin over the past 48 hours. Old dude. So this is me at airport security. Daughter says, Daddy, why did that guy pay you down so aggressively? And I said, he sodomized his freshman roommate. during his crow phase and got away with it. I don't think he shot blanks either. No millennial Musketeer is going to get that reference, but it's hilarious. And I know my Gen X parents understand. Can I get a holla for some holla? Flight attendant, Southwest, was funny in his own poor man's Mary Cantone way. Got some big laughs. Say I got a little jealous. But this set me off, and I had to say something. Flight attendant. Those traveling with children. Why? Got a big laugh. And this is what I really wanted to say. I said part of it, but not the entire enchilada. So again, Southwest, flight attendant. Those traveling with children. Why? This is my idealized response. Because we're not Lena Dunham. She admitted to wanting an abortion to exercise her feminist right to fight off the albatross of motherhood. Can I get a holla for some holla? Told you, I didn't tell you, but obviously worth the wait. Again, this in Arizona, stay-at-home comedian dad being me. And this is me busting my dad's balls. You won't even try a bite of Natalia's soul franchise? Boomer dad, I already made a steak. And I reply, so you're not one to keep us hanging on like Vanilla Fudge or Jussie Smollett. I know it's reference already sounding dating already. Already sounds more dated than Yiddish. So, family horse again. This is my dad trying to portray me as the unstable, mentally unfit, crazy one. Here we go. It's my dad. Talking to yourself, because I'm talking my horse. It's what our leader, horse leader, this sexy cowgirl, that she was encouraging. And I read Seabiscuit, which is one more horse book than my dad's ever read. So I understand that horses possess a unique ability to understand and comprehend and communicate with human beings. So my dad he's just being a incessant, repetitive asshole. Nothing new. So here we go. Dad. This is, again, him trying to shame me and talking to my horse. Again, I'm the unstable one. Here we go. Dad. Talking to yourself? And I said, hey, Dad, I'm not the crazy one who still thinks Big Bad Mueller will blow away Don Lemon with his Altoids-powered breath findings. Can I get an holla and an amen? Thank you very much. Well, I got rejected not rejected. Today I heard from a recruitment agency for financial services in Tarrytown that a research position is put on hold. I'm calling fake news bullshit. So I don't really give a fuck about sharing this joke because I don't really think an HR really cares so much or is that involved in their job to do a big, deep dive into my podcast. So here we go. Better take that down off LinkedIn or what else? Here we go. I haven't pissed on myself in 15 years. Passed on the couch, sure, but losing control of my bladder 3 kids later on vacation means God gave me kids to sober up already. Or not be an excessive lush and drink anything past 1 Pabst tall boy. Party animal DNA rears its ugly head again. It's my wife's nurse friend. Very cool girl. Very connected to the universe, is what I would say. One of the reasons why not to give me the main reason. So our new vision is Paradise Valley. It's very cool. It's Paradise Valley. Old Scottsdale, palm trees. You get the Hollywood Hills feel vibe without like the Manson murder histories and the degenerate rape enablement feel. So that's a huge positive. And you got really cool like 70s architecture. So it's very funky and artsy. You could get a huge compound with like a pool for like $550,000. So we're considering it. Here we go. Obviously, if you guys start recommending my book, Stay at Home Comedian, Control Me Gets a Comedy, Falling for Fatherhood, How 3 Gets in My Act Together, that will help a long way. And I know you want to be a part of my dream maximization reality. So here we go. So I can make American family comedy great again. Wife's nurse friend. And I have to admit, if you're noticing a more supreme, power, confident tone, I got to give credit where credit's due. My wife's nurse friend, Heather, very responsible for it. This is what she said. I sense you can become great if you stop caring about other people's limited opinions of what you're capable of. She didn't phrase it exactly like that, but that was the gist. Obviously, I'm the stand-up comedian. I got to punch this up a little bit, keep you guys entertained. And my response is, you mean the stay-at-home dad shemale stain of shame? Is the limited opinion I need to start giving a fuck about? Airport security, TSA. This is what he finds in my bag. It's the big discovery. Not that piece of lint. Here we go. TSA. This is what he finds. Bio on Elton John. A crayon drawing of a princess in distress. A hippie magnet of Janis Joplin. My reply. Granted, Marilyn was no virgin. I still think ISIS will take me in. Can I get a holla for some holla? It's my wife's nurse friend again. Very cool gal. She says, Arizona has no culture. And I reply, New York had Lou Reed, Ray Romano, Jackson Pollock, and Tony Soprano. At least we still got Louis coming to grips with his jerk around the clock in a New York minute ways. So this is my impersonation of Louis C.K.'s long-awaited comeback special that wasn't leaked to the press he never heard. And I'm going to spoil you with that intro right now. Here we go. Louis C.K.'s long-awaited opener at the Comedy Cellar. Here we go. You never heard this before. This is Louis. I still jerk off to Sarah Silverman. Jewish MILF searches come up empty on mountainofmuff.com. Sorry. Do you feel better about yourselves now, you degenerate animals? Can I get a holla for some holla? They took down all of Louis C.K.'s comedy specials from Netflix and HBO. So at this point, I think it's just a matter of time before they take down the Rocky statue in Philly because it promotes white supremacy. Knowing that Rocky Balboa whips the shit out of Clubber Lang in Rocky 3. I love that joke. But from what I've heard about Louis, this guy, this comedian on the Good Man Project, I love he's a comedian. He can write one freaking funny laugh out loud line. Bitching about Louis, and I didn't give him any respect. He's like, screw you. I dump lint funnier than you. And he gave this inside scoop about how comedy managers always knew about Louis' propensity to jerk off in front of women and have his managers tell him to shut up about it. I wouldn't call it the equivalent of managers silencing comedians that he raped, but obviously still a power dick move in a very small industry. So not going out of our way to suck off Louis C.K. But I'm not going to equate him with an actual rapist like Harvey Here Comes Weinstein either. But at least Harvey's wife finally left him so she could focus on her lifetime battle with amnesia. This is my mom back in Arizona. She says, it's her making a compliment. And it's me trying to get her tense a little bit. My mom, who knew my son would become such a gourmand? And I said, living in West Hollywood for 4 years made my she bitch metamorphosis complete. Can I get a holla for some holla? So we were stranded, 4-hour delay for a flight back to Newark. So we had to kill time with the Phoenix. We ended up discovering a Hooters by ASU. Daughter's never seen a Hooters. We didn't go in, but I said, oh, Hooters. And my daughter's like, oh, what's Hooters? And I said, a legal nightmare if under gender for a waitress application, Hooters fails to include the appropriate pronoun nipple tits. And this is us on the monorail on our way back from Phoenix back to the airport. This guy, I'm assuming Mexican. He's Mexican laborer. Look Mexican. Hushes. Could have been Guatemalan. I have no fucking idea. But laborer. We're going to call him a laborer. hushes my 2-year-old son. It was an aggressive hush. And he wasn't being that hysterical. My wife sends me getting tense, and she says, he's being playful. And I'm thinking, I'd feel better if he smiled like George Lopez at the Staples Center with a pocket full of residual checks. This is the Do It All Dad Year podcast, dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids with comedy can make our kids great again. Congratulations, Matilda Rose Kornbluth. Effortless love does trump all. You prove it every day, and so do your two pitch perfect younger brothers. And I'll talk to you guys soon.